Even with the guns, with the proliferation, well, it seems like because you have hunters and everything, we have strict gun laws, but we have gun violence. It seems like in places where you are allowed to carry guns, you don't hear about the violence as much.
Yeah, I certainly do. I mean, we see a lot of it on TV. Very exciting.
So now this is over, do you think for a balanced reporting on that community, that it would be good to like go and see some kids that are maybe going to college or starting their own legal businesses and make sure that that community has a good light shined on it instead of the light that's been shined now?
I feel like.
How about you, camera person? You want to answer that?
Well, I didn't even hear the question.
The question is now that this is over pretty much, as far as this ceremony, the two communities need to heal. That's the police. Absolutely. And the community who really doesn't like the police. So, you know, I think it can help a lot for you and the other media to go in there and do some good stories about that community.
You have a press badge too, you can do the same thing.
I do, all the time.
Okay.
But my little bit is, and I say a little bit because it's so overwhelmingly from the other press, the other story. So I do it all the time, but we need you to do it also.
Okay.
Hey, we're here with Davey D, man, hip-hop reporter. Well, reporter in general. I'm not going to limit you to hip-hop, bro. You know, astute on many, many levels. So we're at this event, man. What's your slant on it, Davey?
Well, I wanted to come and see what situation would be like. A lot of, you know, thousands of people were coming from all over the country, so it was definitely something to investigate. And I think one of the things that I come away with it is we as a community really need to take steps to really value our own lives. There's no doubt about these officers that showed up. I mean, we just talked to people from Canada, Chicago, New York, Texas. They're all here. They showed up and they put a premium on the lives of their officers. Do we put a premium on our lives? Whether it's Oscar Grant shot unarmed by an officer, or whether it's Ray Ray shooting Pookie, you know, in the Tenderloin or East Oakland or West Oakland, do we put that same value? And I don't think we really do that as much. And to me, that was kind of humbling. The other thing that I wanted to get was a sense of the mood. You know, I wanted to see where people are coming from. I mean, I was surprised that Barack Obama, President Obama, sent a letter of condolences to the officers. He probably should. It's a nationwide tragedy, but so is Oscar Grant. And at his funeral, there was no telegram from then President-elect Obama to say we're sorry about that. There was silence. The violence didn't start because Jerry Brown, when he was the mayor, said, why don't you all do something, or youth uprising and all that. We got Youth Speaks, which is being recognized around the country for their accomplishments. They just had Robert Redford in town. Queen Latifah doing the documentary with them, right? They're going to be shown on HBO. You go to a Youth Speak thing, 3,000–4,000 people sold out. And all they're doing is providing structure and a way for the people who are supposed to be unreachable to express themselves and to have a conflict resolution orientation type of mindset, right? Those things are never celebrated by the very pundits who oftentimes get up there and say, how come y'all not out there trying to do anything? Leadership excellence right here in Oakland.
You know, Davey, you're very prolific, man. We could probably go on with this at least for 2 hours easily, man. But people want to, like, you know, check you out, man. What's your website, bro?
You go to daveyd.com. That's DAVEYD.com.
All right, man. Thanks, Davey. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
That camera on, please?
Sure. Can you tell me why?
Yeah, you put the camera up. This is a private event.
Press.
That's fine. This is a private event.
And that's why I've taken a photo of your girl there. You know?
Who's doing her whenever
y'all.
you
Okay,
attack the people, whenever you
Let me
attack
ask
the
you a
people,
question.
I don't care how long you have
okay,
been
you're
suppressed.
African American. You're African American.
Yes,
sir.
I am
You're African American, sir.
But we're talking
okay, let me
about
ask
a
you
suppression.
something. Let me ask you a question.
Suppression, it goes beyond color.